sneaky it would be if I was UC and then followed you there while you're leaving to see who else was.
Oh, I've got up to me. I've got no doubts about it, Mr.
Knight. Look, there we go. Give me a second. Why is he nervous? Okay, hold on. Go. There it is. Okay.
Oh, Nora, you're making me nervous. Here we go. Please shut up.
Sorry.
It's very aggressive.
Sorry.
Okay. I appreciate y'all coming down. I had some follow-up questions, given some new developments, and I wanted to somewhat appraise y'all on this. Okay. But also I needed some clarifying, I had some clarifying questions. Let me kind of kick it off. This is part 2 of a interrogation with both Nora and Frank. I'm Director Brian Knight at 8:05 p.m. Eastern, 10:25. That's going to be October 25th, 2025. I'm going to advise you all of your rights. At this time, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or do will be used against you in a court of law. The right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you by the state if one is available. You understand your rights as it has been read to you today?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes.
With those rights in mind, could you state your, are you willing to speak with me?
Yes, we are, yeah. You want to go through the whole rigmarole like last time? Say our name and stuff?
Yes, please.
Yeah, name is Frank Skinner. State ID is 12742. My occupation is I am the owner of Skinner Inc. and the owner of the City Chronicle newspaper.
And my name is Nora Thomas. State ID is 20184, and I'm the editor-in-chief of the City Chronicle.
All right. Hell yeah. So, I was up till 4 a.m. last night. Seems like every night. Today, already 8 hours in. Multiple interrogations. Rather transparently, some of this subject matter that I sort of touched on previously, and while I can't be fully candid about what's been ongoing, we have many new developments.
Okay, I have to say I am. There was a question you asked specifically the other day that it was very intriguing to me, so I want to see if it comes up before I bring it up. So, yeah.
Sure, go ahead and bring it up. Yeah.
No, you're all right, mate. Far away and do your thing. We'll answer as much as we can.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Has Gunner approached you in any capacity pertaining to any form of organizations or groups to fight the faceless?
No.
No.
We met Hurricane today. Funny enough, about 3 hours. It was about 3 hours ago, Nora.
Yeah. Around the time I woke up, I'd say.
Yeah, we met with Gunner. Probably spent about an hour with him today. Yeah, no, we didn't. He's not approached us about joining any groups or anything like this.
Okay, very good. That's very good. Did you ask him to give me a call by any chance?
No, I did not. Now, was I meant to?
I may have mentioned to you. I've been asking a lot of people. He's been ignoring. He's been ghosting me. And
I will give him a. I'll give him a text right now if you want.
Yeah. We can do that afterwards. That's fine.
Okay.
And in fact, it's probably better that you don't go too much into detail about some of the questions. Obviously, I'm not going to hold you to that, but it's probably in your best interest. In the event,
Mm-hmm.
I would recommend not to, but I cannot stop you from doing so.
Considering what happened the other day, it's not something we're going to broadcast recklessly.
Yeah, and when it comes to these matters, I act rather quickly, so this isn't something where, like, I'm asking you to bite your tongue for an extended period of time, but it sort of ends up muddying the waters, and then, let's say there's, like, criminal activity or whatever, all of a sudden there becomes spillage, right? who's involved, who's not involved, etc., etc. On that note, has Bobby approached you in any capacity to join any militias, groups, anti-faceless groups, whatever it might be?
No, I have to, and just for transparency, Mr. Knight, the
Mhm.
Bobby is probably the reason the question I was intrigued about the other day in terms of why we were being asked about state marshals, because it seemed very left field of every other line of questioning.
Mhm.
No, the last time we met Bobby, Nora, was it by the auditorium, wasn't it? We did talk about the faceless that day.
I think so, but
If I had
With
to
who?
guess, that would say it was about 2 months ago was the last time we met. I personally met with Bobby. It was by the auditorium. He was with Gunnar Kane, and I want to say, was Hobler there, Nora?
I don't know. I don't.
So long ago.
I didn't even think that was Bobby. I don't think I know who Bobby is, to be honest.
Bobby is the if he's the person we were describing the other day. Hey, what's up, dude?
Yeah,
How
what's
you
going
doing,
on,
bro?
dude? Hey, do you want to join my
totally
like?
catch a ride, dude?
Yo, do you want to join my like treasonous group, dude?
You know,
And
he's
if you
circle
end up
from
dying,
Friday
it doesn't matter because it's worth it. Because
Nah,
like,
I
if I
think-
get Frank and Nora to like, you know, join this group or whatever, because I'm acting like I'm Echo, and convince you that I'm only doing it because my life is threatened, it's all good. Because if they die, it's for the betterment of the state, dude. You didn't think it would ever say something like that, right?
Sounds lovely. No.
Jesus.
But then, yeah,
that-
I think the last time we spoke to him was about 2 months ago at the auditorium.
Yeah, we did
Hmm.
discuss the faceless that day.
He was fired yesterday evening.
Really
Okay.
interesting.
Well,
I mean, that
I
was
kind of
quite the
just
rant.
told you.
I was going to say that was quite the rant you've just gone on. Was that
No, it'd be a
Like-
rant if I was making it up.
like was he there the other day?
He was Echo.
What?
Fuck. What?
Yep.
What the fuck is our life, Nora?
I don't know.
So I'm letting you know this because I value life over investigations. The story doesn't need to conclude in the courtroom or with an arrest. It's about the greater picture, and that is the sanctity of life. And in saying so, I am letting you be made aware in the event you're contacted by him or someone else dressed like him and his cohorts. In the event he reaches out and tries to compel you to do things, I want you to be aware. In fact, you can even not believe me, but at least the choice is sort of yours. I wouldn't want you being out on the street, not being equipped with information that may potentially protect you from life-threatening situations.
I genuinely hate the fact that about a year ago I spent my time making glizzies, and now as I sit here today, although it's somewhat surprising, nothing seems to shock me anymore.
Yeah.
What the? Okay.
I can't go into the full detail of the circumstances, but I wanted to at least provide you with information that enough that you can protect yourself, but not so much so that it affects the rest of it. But I can let you know that the circumstances are so dire. About 24 hours ago, I decided to launch a internal affairs department in which we are diligently making sure that the full extent of the marshals at least maintains its morality and its oath to not just the Constitution but the state. Because I will not be at the helm of a ship that consists of entities that may be disrupting that. Because if people cannot look at the marshals as a protective force against government entities about external threats, etc., be it zombies, be it the damn Vatican, be it, I don't know, the next mayor being corrupt, then who are people going to look to?
Yeah, I completely get your point of view.
Yeah. At that point, you might as well just like let the faceless win, right? Because God ain't saving us. You know, New Babylon. I mean, maybe. How long is that going to last? Sticks and stones being thrown at a bunch of military ain't going to do it. I mean, fuck. Local law enforcement and Darkstone, right? We don't always win every battle. We've won some, and you'll learn about those things very soon. Actually, we've been winning that battle quite fucking well, and I'm dying to tell that story, or the many stories, including a life we saved the other day through an extraction. I
think
right now, rather frankly, sorry to cut you off there, Frank.
No, I love it when someone says quite frankly around me. Go
on. In the midst of all this success, the most damage has now been done internally by some of these old marshals. They've taken up a lot of our time. We're now questioning where certain leaks are coming out of. And the problem with that is it creates a scenario where while we're at the midst of being able to mark people like Mr. Blue or Charlie and these other entities as enemies of the state, so that those who are actors of them and can be put into prison and at least put enough pressure on them that maybe they may, you know, flip the script, right? Maybe decide to turn back. We're now stuck having to deal with dumb fucks, doing dumb fuck shit. Did I show you the material he was trying to pass on?
No, it's just that one book that Echo had. We never got to see it, did we?
May I read you the material?
Oh, yes. Absolutely, I would love to hear it.
So I want to make it very clear this is investigative material. I am sharing it with you for that very reason. So I ask that you not share this beyond this interview. Like I said, it muddies the waters, and then I start to question who's working with who, and I don't think you would ever do something like that, to be clear. But I also recognize that sometimes people get involved with matters unknowingly, right? You join a friend group, and then next thing you know, friend group is an interrogation. McNulty, I know cop numbers are down. Feel free to.
Oh, right, 10-4. I was just calling you to ask, is there anything I need to be made aware of? And then I was just going to go.
I fired Bobby yesterday.
Which one's Bobby?
Exactly.
Oh, I hope he says faces to my dick.
Isn't he the surfer bro guy?
He is, yeah.
Or was, I guess.
He's on that blue popsicle, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's...
All right, easy.
All right, Bob.
Does he sign off on the phone by saying faceless to my dick, Mr. Lighter?
He does. Yep.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
In terms of, I have to admit, from a personal perspective, I'm very intrigued what that book says, simply because I'm very intrigued by that name he has, considering it was the note when we got kidnapped. So I really want to hear more about this.
What did the note say? Do you remember?
It was a song. It was a musical note that
jingle.
Oh, yes. Echo, right?
One. Yeah, and that same...
it's all the same shit.
And if that was him who did that, that fucker has got me in a situation where me and Nora are having our phones subpoenaed, even though they won't find nothing that's not in the paper, but still.
So it's a bit of a clusterfuck. And so the way I've been describing it to people, including those marshals that may have been succumbed to this, is quite frankly, you know, some people like will get involved with a group or whatever, right? And they get succumbed to, hey, I want you to do this thing for me, right? Like, come to my church. And then, you know, you're like, okay, cool. And I'm not referencing this Bible church happening, but you go into this church and you're thinking like, oh, cool. You know, I'll learn about whatever they're teaching here. You may not even believe in anything, but you're just doing it because why not? Right. Or, you know, replace church with whatever sort of institute. And then little do you know that in the behind the pews, behind the door, you know, sometimes there's some evening classes, right? You don't attend those, but you attend the church. Little do you know what's happening behind that door. But now all of a sudden, you know, you're unintentionally on the radar. Maybe you start going into the back room. You learn all of a sudden that there's some plans, you know, rants about the government or how no one can save the day against the devil. You hear that there's meetings that happen, you know, every so often, and they're militant. You know, you could be attending the church unknowing that you're sitting at the pews with a bunch of treasonous, delusioned idiots. Let me go ahead and read this to you, but before I do, have you heard of Militis Sancti?
Is there... That reminds me of a book. I don't know if it's... I'm so bad with Latin. Nora, you're actually quite good with it. We've seen like a Sanctum book a while ago, didn't we?
Yeah, but I can't remember exactly.
I
What
can't
it
remember
said,
what
to
the
be
Latin
honest.
said. If you start to maybe... But yeah, we've heard some Latin phrases on books, not in the not too
Has
recent
Gunnar...
past.
I've heard something about this. In fact, I think we have a report on it. Have you heard of... Has Gunnar ever mentioned anything about being a paladin?
No, I've not heard that word.
A Templar?
before.
Oh no.
A
No,
patriot?
definitely not. Oh, I've definitely heard Gunnar
Yeah.
Kane be referred to as a
Yeah,
patriot
as a
before,
patriot,
100%. Yeah.
Do you know what Waco is?
Which, sorry?
Waco.
You, Waco? No.
No, neither do I.
Let me I'm gonna reference Wikipedia.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I'll skip that. If you're not familiar.
We can look it up if you think it's of importance.
Well, I wouldn't look it up. It depends how much detail you want to go into. So look, Militis Sancti, and I'll look it up myself too. It stands for
I'm going to shoot me start. You should get, if you could like clown Nora.
No,
I
that
don't know if
means
they,
something
I
like
don't know if they
like
still do clown. Listen, there you go. Take it away, Nora. Go on.
holy militia or sandy
Yes.
militia or something like that.
She
Yes.
is a walking Wikipedia when it comes to mythical.
I'm gonna steal
stuff.
her, Frank.
You're
you
the-
know,
No, you wouldn't be the first person. Speedy tries to fucking steal her off me all the time, the little fucker.
I mean, look,
No.
being a marshal is like being a journalist, except our publications end up on the docket. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I highly suspect that if there is anyone I've met around here whose day is more chaotic than ours, it's probably only you, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's
Especially if you're going to bed at 4 a.m. and fucking coming back around right away. You
yeah,
lunatic.
it's there's a lot to be done, quite frankly, and it's almost like the threads of our society right now are very quickly being pulled apart, and so I'm trying to do my best to keep it at least somewhat sewn together.
Yeah.
So, Militis Sancti, the document that you were going to receive reads as follows. And this is not ready for publication. This is evidence I'm sharing with you as a part of this interrogation. So any of it getting out would potentially be criminal. I'm not saying I would press charges, but I'm just letting you understand the gravity of what I'm about to share, given that you would have been victims of it. And I'm not going to wait 30 days, just to put your life on the line for it.
Okay.
So it reads, to the awakened, you have been observed, not by the eyes that linger without a face in the shadow, but by those that guard against them. In this age where truth is buried beneath the deception, and the faceless weave their influence through every corner of our state, Sanctum stands resolute. But one light alone cannot hold back the dark. It is time to seek more, to awaken others who still see through the fog, to seek those with conviction, who fight without recognition, protect without praise, and hold the line when others break. Accepting this seal is swearing an oath to guard against threats hidden in the shadows, even in the face of certain death. It is pledging your oath to Sanctum and those that fight against the faceless. If you accept this seal, guard it with your life. With the others, move forward with purpose, gather the vigilant and awakened. Let them accept the seal. Let them take the oath. Let them stand beside you. Let them stand as soldiers of Sanctum. When shadows fall, Sanctum stands.
Huh.
Nora, Frank, this being provided by a member of law enforcement to a civilian
It's crazy.
is
Mental.
is insane. And I will say that I posed the very question, what if someone did something or they acted on this and they got hurt? It was compared to the trolley problem. And when I used your names directly, given that the calls were made to you, that what if they died? The answer was it would be for the greater good. Now, you both are adults. You can freely make your decisions. But for law enforcement to encourage you is not only despicable, it is against our oath, and is effectively asking for y'all to commit treason. Now,
Fucking hell. It was a lot.
so, the
That is crazy.
Do you remember what I said, Nora, about Bobby when we met him last time?
That he seems stupid, but
Yeah, I think
that
that's
he
it
was
by
playing
design.
stupid.
Yeah, I said Mr. Knight, he was, talking with that accent, dude, and he seems so harmless and docile, but then it also doesn't match the questions he was asking us about the faceless. They were almost, of all the state marshals we met before we met yourself, before you came in, they were almost, if you ask me, what are the smartest questions you have been asked by any member of law enforcement, I would say it was the questions he was asking us that day. They were very intricate, and like he had a way of talking to you which made you open up. And wow. So is he the fella that kidnapped us?
we're looking into the matter.
Okay.
I wouldn't say with any form of certainty, but no stone will be left unturned. Do you believe he could have kidnapped you prior to this conversation?
Prior to this conversation, absolutely fucking not now.
No.
He would never. I've only met him twice. He would never have been on my mind in a million years. But they were.
I don't
asking us
believe that
questions.
this is Bobby's material. I believe this is Gunnar Kane's material. And,
Oh.
And he's just like distributing it.
I think Bobby was hired by Gunnar about 6 weeks ago. I think Gunnar has Bobby has, over the very short course of my time knowing him, done everything he can to learn anything about the Faceless, even when he comes on duty, well outside the scope of when Faceless tends to operate, asking a lot of odd questions, wanting to infiltrate them, among other things that are absolutely insane. But the moment a situation like this happens, he starts screaming that his life was in danger, and that's why he needed to attempt to indoctrinate you two and the rest.
Jeez.
But there's also a bunch of inconsistencies, not just with some of the things that were talked about last time with y'all, but also with his story as well. So I want to sort of hone in on some of those things and then discuss the matters outside of the island situation. Was there a pirate?
Sorry, will you repeat that for me, Mr. Knight? I was just thinking, distracted.
Was there a pirate on the island?
Yeah.
Okay. And they looked like a pirate.
Yes. Had
When-
like eye patch, long brown jacket, had like a pirate hat.
What did that pirate do?
No, it was just kind of waving at us, wasn't he, Nora?
Yeah, he was just there. And then when we got to the island, he wasn't there anymore.
Yeah. Didn't see him leave. But we were. It wasn't like we went straight to the island. We were really distracted trying to find that robot person about. Which took about 10-15 minutes because it was an absolute shit show.
So you arrived at you received a phone call, and then you made your way to the the Vinewood, like, construction building.
No, North Rockford. North
North
Rockford.
Rockford.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. And North Rockford, that only just clicked that one. I see.
Yeah, so it was like
Mm.
the little, it's like a house being built opposite by the mentions of the.
Yes. I misunderstood the original location. And then you saw the footsteps.
Yep.
Did you see footsteps? Mm.
Yep, we saw
Yeah.
footprints that took us to the second floor. And then up on the second floor, there was a note on the wall.
Yeah.
It
And then
said,
you had the old man, you had the young guy. Old man is Gunner. You guys apparently didn't know that was Gunner. Then there's the other guy that was Tinkleman.
whoa, go back. So that was Gunner.
Bobby told us.
Okay.
Yes. And among other things.
Remember he didn't talk.
And what's odd is there's no pirate. So before Bobby was fired, the reason I fired Bobby is because he said he was willing to sacrifice y'all over all this shit. And that's where, and we're going to get to why the pirate thing is odd, is that y'all go there and then you meet up at the dock just south of the lighthouse, and what do you call it? There's Echo. Did he introduce himself as Echo to y'all?
No. The only time I heard the name Echo was when on the writing on the wall, and then it didn't even say. It just said Echo, didn't it, Nora? It didn't like.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, maybe that was a clue as to who we were going to meet. I didn't know his name until you just said that. He never introduced himself, really, did he? Properly.
No.
Trying to think
I
if he
don't
gave us a
said
name or
anything
an
about it.
alias or
I don't
anything.
think
No,
so.
I think so.
And so now you guys are all at this little dock thing, and then you receive a ping. Did you guys receive a ping
Yeah.
to the island, and you get there?
Oh, so we received a ping,
Mhm.
and then we were looking for it, realised it was on the island.
Mhm.
That's when we looked over, saw the pirate. The robot that you're now referring to as Echo told us he could not get his respirator wet. So we had to look for. So we figured we had to look for a boat.
So,
myself.
Did
and,
you see the you saw the pirate?
Yeah, I saw it. Did you see it,
Nora,
Nora?
did you see the pirate?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I had my camera out.
Oh, you have a photo.
No, I didn't take a picture. I just used it, with the zoom.
Okay. Bobby didn't see
I
one.
should have fucking take a picture.
Yeah, what's strange is Bobby or Echo didn't see one. Neither did Tinkleman. And Gunner, well, he's a lunatic, so
Interested. I
okay.
definitely saw a fucking pirate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tinkleman.
Why is there
This is. It's just. I'm thinking to myself, this is mental. So Tinkleman. What are the chances of that, Nora?
Of what?
Me, you, Gunnar and Tinkelman. Mr. Knight, just for the reason we mentioned Gunnar Kane got out of the ICU that day.
Oh shit, that's true.
Yeah, just before we received any of this information to start going there, we had met with Gunnar Kane, and Mr. Tinkerman was there with him when we first got there.
I love these guys so much. I'm so
This was
confused
next
about
to
the pirate,
FIB
though.
building. Nora called me after I woke up to tell me she had some good news. And she was going to show me when I got there, and it was a Gunnar out of the ICU because we were expecting him to be in for a few more days. Tinkerman was there, and then he left pretty much straight away, didn't he, Nora? And when I got there, he
Yeah.
wasn't around for much longer. What are the chances that it was for being there and then?
I'm sorry. What? Could you repeat that? So, Tinkelman.
Yeah, so I'm just wondering to myself out loud what the chances are of us four being the people. If you're right that was Tinkerman and Gunnar Kane, because earlier on that day, that same day that happened, Gunnar got out of the ICU. I woke up and Nora called me to tell me she had good news and she wanted to surprise me. And it was Gunnar Kane, but Mr. Tinkerman was with him. So us four were all together before any of this even happened, which is mental.
It's almost like Gunnar planned for you to go there. And it's almost like he might have tried to convince a impressionable person that he hired. You know, Bobby's flew in about 6 weeks ago and joined Gunnar Kane. They're really close. And being someone that owes someone their career, when the old director asks him to jump and print Militis Sancti, material, which is absolutely insane, he's probably going to do it. Which he admits to having printed it and having called y'all. It's paints a very awkward picture, and unfortunately you two are kind of in the mix. Now, I'm all for like people having friends, right? And there's nothing wrong with being friends with Gunnar or Bobby, this, that, and the third. But friends don't let friends commit treason and terrorism. You know, like this is.
I want to be very.
Kind of cooked.
I do want to be very clear to you, Mr. I'll be open about our relationships with people. I've got a good relationship with Gunnar Kane. I genuinely have not seen Bobby. I can't remember the last time we spoke. It was about 6 weeks ago. 5-6 weeks ago. And I've only met him twice. He's definitely not someone I would call a friend.
Tinkelman?
Gunnar Kane on the other. Tinkelman, I would say, definitely not a friend. Nora actually said to me the other day she's a bit wary of him, if you want me to be honest.
I don't like him. I'm sorry.
She doesn't like him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know that's understandable, but it's like, you know, it's Gunnar's network, right? So he's bringing his closest to this sort of thing, and God knows who else. Now,
and Nora's one of those people who has an annoyingly good spidey sense when it comes to these things. So I've been a bit wary of him since you said it.
I know, it's just I don't like when people want to know what I'm doing all the time. And for the last few days, he has called just to see, hey, how are you doing? What you doing? Just these kind of things. And I don't know. I guess I'm just a really independent person, and these things kind of make me nervous, make me be a bit wary of whoever is asking so much about my life. So I don't know. There was something about him asking what we were doing or these kind of things that I just didn't like, didn't felt right.
absolutely understandable. It's like I said, this is sort of kind of become a bigger deal, primarily because between, let's just say, the thing that I was shown 2 days ago, things that I am aware of, I believe that came from us. And it becomes a problem, right? Because we're out here trying to stop the faceless, protect people, and put together not just a department that is able to do so, but it's almost like we have people unintentionally becoming bad actors, right? I will quote Edgar de Castillo,
Oh God.
who relayed to me
No.
when I picked up the phone and said, he's like, you wouldn't, amigo, you wouldn't understand. You wouldn't believe whom I'm speaking to. I can't do his voice right now. He goes, a paladin. And I'm like, what the fuck? You mean a crusader? Ah, yes, a paladin. I later learned that was Gunner. I'm looking at this Militus Sancti. You know,
Jeez.
and I'm looking at this iconography of a seal with the American flag and a soldier saluting in silhouette. And it's not, you ever play that game, Guess Who? You ever play Guess Who?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have. Sometimes I've been told I look like a Guess Who character.
I could see that. Nora, have you played Guess Who?
I don't know if it's the game I'm thinking of. I think I know it in a different name. But
What is Guess Who in Catalonian?
¿Quién es quién? I think. I don't know. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Different childhood, I guess.
So Guess Who is like a game where two players, there's two players and each player has like a little like square thing, and it's got these switches and each switch has like a face on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know which one.
Yes. It's like when I look at everyone, all the suspects of who's behind this, it's like we've already shut down all the shutters. You know what I mean? Like, who is a patriot? Who has access to martial information? Right? Who is? It's like already there's not many options, right? It's like and of course the one we caught says he's a master of disguise, but you know it wasn't hard to put the pieces together. I lied to him. I said I had his DNA on the book, and he came clean.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Classic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very, very clever one, Mr. Knight. I can tell that already. I didn't need you to tell me that. So you're a sneaky fucker.
I will only ever do that if life is in danger, right?
Yeah.
And with, you know, someone saying that they're pretending to be someone that kidnapped you two, there becomes an issue, right? Because now I have to be like, did a marshal just fucking kidnap two reporters and the son of the mayor, right? It's at that stage there is no I can't really play, you know, nice.
Yeah,
I like that.
I know you've got more things you want to ask. While it's on my mind, I do want to ask is, in terms of your investigation, is it going to be negative towards it if we were to release something of a story about Echo?
I would not release it yet.
Okay.
And I'm hoping we close this case like within the week, because we're getting pretty close. And I'd love to give you some information on it. I you know, we're already planning. We have our oath, like we do our oath on hiring. We've hired about like 5 different new marshals: McNulty, Aldo Jackson. I don't know if you've heard of him. Jackson Lane, Cole. Just straight, very good all-stars. Some old, some new, some well in the past. And we're going to be doing like a big oath ceremony over at the observatory in the next week or so. In addition to that, some of the things that we're closing, some of these big things that we're closing out, including the big wins against the Faceless, that's something I also want to disclose out, and I can speak directly to you on it as soon as they are closed. It's just, like I said, sensitivity with making sure, we go say something, it pollutes the judiciary, so that's why we can't publish in advance. Right? Judge reads a newspaper, they're conflicted now. And so, do you have any other questions?
No, I do have
Mhm.
something else that I wanted to say to you. It's not regarding any of this.
Yeah, if there's anything that you're aware of in this space, please do inform me, because if we come across it and then we're like, what the fuck? Right? I don't want to have to like re-engage you guys and, bother you or whatnot.
Yeah. It is regarding our phone subpoena that we got notice of today.
I don't want to go too deep into that during this.
I think I understand you're going to have to investigate it. I think someone's going to get muddled up with a word that is in my text and think it is to do with this, and it isn't. And I want to be clear about what it's to do with.
I think that's something we should discuss separately.
Okay.
And the reason is I don't want to pollute this interrogation with that other case.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't sure whether it was the right time or just after.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Couple things I want to bring up. Who do you think kidnapped you?
Honestly,
and interrogated you?
Before today, I didn't really know.
Mm-hmm.
I figured it was some sort of like anti-faceless group based on the questions they asked us.
Mm-hmm.
And quite frankly, Mr. Knight, from some of the things we've looked at in the past, if they are an anti-faceless group, I am not surprised Helios was interrogated as well as us.
Didn't you tell me that he was interrogated?
Yes, I told him. So
okay,
he was interrogated for about 40 minutes. From what I can remember, that seemed how long it was. Considering the amount of information me and Nora get, and considering his past with back when Haylen Wild was murdered and Action Caption and the Gorillas and all them, I'm not surprised that he would be asked by an anti-faceless group. It makes sense. Since what you said today, it kind of makes sense. But I'll be honest with you, I also was analysing the video of Junior, and the fella who shot him was wearing a pretty similar outfit to one of the people that took us. So that kind of threw me off as well, a little bit.
So you got thrown off that the guy at the docks may have looked like the guys that kidnapped you. Is that what you're saying?
The guys who kidnapped us, one of them was wearing a very similar outfit to the fella on the video with a Junior being shot. Like almost, pretty much exactly the same, almost.
Oh,
Like that.
the video of Junior, the guy that shot Junior in that videotape going around,
black jacket, the black top hat, the black
looked
mask.
very similar to the guy in the video of you getting kidnapped.
One of them, yes. And then
I compared those. I'm not sure I saw the same thing. Okay. Have you looked at them recently?
Last time I watched the video was yesterday. Yeah, I was having a look at it. I thought one of them was pretty similar.
I have to take a look.
And then, honestly, we've not really had any information about like an anti-faceless group at all, have we, Nora? Until this,
I think we may have stopped it potentially. Right, and I think enough of a scare has already gone through my department, especially with the way we've gone and just fired some folks like that. I think those that everything has degrees of culpability, right? That's why I gave the example of you go to a church, you're just there to visit, and then there's what happens in the back room, and then there's what happens at night, right? Is you may be being asked to attend a church, little do you know that there's like an extremist militant group being made in the back, right?
Honestly, it's fucking mental.
Yeah, and I also think that there's a level of like what's the word I'm looking for? Just ignorance at play here.
Mhm.
Where I don't necessarily think that Gunnar knows what he's doing. And I'm not trying to be an asshole. He may not have recognized it, right? What this infers, what the consequences are, not necessarily for him, but at like a much broader level. And to once again quote Edgar, I kind of spaced out is that, funny enough, he's the one that said the sensible thing to him, as relayed to me, was, and Ruth, he said, I asked him, why did you quit the Marshals if you wanted to take down the Faceless? That was his choice. I was not going to plan to fire him. Just same with Bobby, right?
Interesting.
Yeah, that is a good question.
So, do you believe that your kidnapping was staged?
What was it? Less words. Sorry, I just couldn't quite hear you. Staged,
staged?
did you say? Is that what you said? Staged? I couldn't hear you
Staged.
properly.
Could it have been
Staged.
staged?
I don't think so. In all honesty,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not surprised that somebody was. I wouldn't be surprised if people are watching us at all at any point. Maybe
Well, I
it was
mean, do you
stupid of-
think the other party, the person you were interviewing, may
Helios.
have
No.
staged it for y'all to get kidnapped?
No, he does have a friend who is being very, what's the right word, intrusive and asking us a few questions, doesn't he, Nora?
Yeah.
Frederick White, I believe one of the longest serving faceless assets. Very good friend of Helios's.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a look at if you go on the the People versus Edgar Del Castillo case, you'll see a lot of very interesting associates that Helios has.
so Helios is friends with Mr. White.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was first on the phone when we woke up the day after to ask us what happened. And is also going to be featured on our documentary about the lighthouse.
Oh, wait, which bit? Sorry.
He's also going to be featured on our documentary about the
Mr.
lighthouse.
White is?
Yeah, he's been to Purgatory, you see. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, that's what
Yeah.
you meant by the lighthouse. Yes.
Yeah, so I'll be honest with you. Last week, if you tell me, Frank, there's a militia being run by a state marshal and there's a place called Purgatory,
Yeah.
I would have told you to fuck off and started laughing and called you drunk. But yeah, this is the world I live in these days with Nora.
So Helios is friends with a faceless asset, in your opinion?
Not in my opinion, but 100% fact.
Yeah.
I see. And do you think Helios might be faceless?
From the information I've got, I don't believe so.
Did
I will
you
say
get
there
that
are some
information? Go ahead.
I was going to say there are some. I did say last week. I don't know if you picked it up. Helios is our landlord for our office, and there are some very interesting names on our panel, aren't there, Nora?
Yeah.
Who's
Yeah.
on the panel?
Action Caption, Frederick White, some what's his name, Terranova, the little weirdo. I remember him. There is what's the name of the lifer, Nora, that escaped from her jail that time and went on the
I
run
don't
for
know
ages?
what Colby.
Matthew Colby. He was a lifer that went on the run and was apparently was hidden in our building a long time ago because apparently, and it was bright green all over when we first moved in. Our office used to be the Gorillas HQ.
What the fuck?
I believe, down in Vespucci. And those people have not been removed from our panel, which we have brought up to our
So
landlord,
they
but he
still
hasn't moved
have
him.
access to it.
Yeah.
Potentially, if they have keys, yeah, Frederick White
What
could
the
walk
fuck?
in and assassinate us whenever he wants, Mr. Knight, yes.
What other properties do you know Mr. White having access to?
From what I know, there is the one where was it Leah's body was
Yeah.
buried, Nora?
Yeah.
There's a blue building like near the the public car park in Vespucci.
Yes.
There's a blue building, like a set of buildings there. Apparently, he owns one of them, and that is the one which had the. He didn't used to own it, but I think he does now. That's the one that had the cryo chamber where Aaliyah Court, her body was found. There's a lot of history in Vespucci. It deserves its own documentary, to be honest. The whole tree pests and gorilla thing is fascinating.
He doesn't own that anymore. Have you seen him go in recently?
Not seen him go in. That's just what we were told.
Told
Interesting.
like is that something that happened recently though?
Yeah, because originally that was the office we were gonna get. So we got shown around that building.
Like how long ago were you
About
told
2 months
this?
ago.
A few months ago.
Yeah, about 2 months ago.
Oh, 2
Yeah.
months ago.
Yeah, we were shown around that building, given a tour by Mikey Stargo. And he showed us around, said this is where you're going to be, and then he got in touch with us like a few days later to say, look, we've had to give that building to somebody. So maybe actually, Nora, maybe they're renting it to him,
I don't know. Maybe.
like they are with us. I don't know, but then they offered the other building to us, which we took. We needed a space to operate out of desperately. I honestly suspect we could talk for about 7-8 hours about all the faceless stuff, Mr. Knight.
Who else do you suspect, Helios might be involved in on the side of the faceless?
In terms of people, because this is how, like, when we were investigating the history of the faceless, we went all the way, we started basically, didn't we, with the Edgar case, Nora, after getting a bit of a
Yeah.
tip off to look that way. In terms of people that I know are actively with the faceless,
Well, no, mostly like tied to
if you consider Edgar to be tied to them still, then Edgar.
No, sorry, it tied to Helios, right?
Yeah,
Looks-
if you consider Edgar to be tied to the faceless still, then Edgar and Helios definitely have history.
I see. What about like on the side of recent?
Just Frederick, from our knowledge. I don't know of anyone else.
Were you aware a kidnapping was taking place when the kidnapping took place? Were you tipped off?
What do you mean, like
About the kidnapping?
beforehand?
Mm-hmm.
No. If I knew I was going to be kidnapped, I wouldn't be in that fucking place. I'll tell you that. I have a lot of regrets about that day. One of them being that we started the interview outside our office and then walked to a meeting spot we meet at pretty much every day, which we've now stopped using after that day.
Understood. The reason I asked that question rather directly is to me it sounds like, why would Echo and these individuals kidnap you when they know that you don't work with the faceless, but they do have an idea, would have had these connections to have kidnapped and interrogated Helios. And I'm wondering if Mhm.
I was going to say, the only thing that would make sense, like I say, if we really wanted to, Mr. Knight, I think we genuinely could sit down with each other for 7-8 hours and discuss the faceless. If
absolutely,
if you knew
yeah.
the information we had, I don't know, the logic seemed to be that they were wondering where we got that information from, and that was,
Yeah.
it seemed too good that maybe it was close to the
They
faceless
give us
where
the
the info came
source.
from. Yeah.
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 Well, I'll tell you right now, me and Nora are very much aware that, I'll be honest, we had the conversation in the car park beforehand that at some point in the near future, there is a good chance we're going to land ourselves in trouble because we will not give names of sources. It just won't happen.
I respect that. It is something that I advocate for in my department. I can't speak to the other two because I recognize y'all as being a valuable asset to the city that is grossly undereducated. And I don't mean that in a weird way. I mean like educated on the ongoings of the city, and you are the education, right? And while I do think that sometimes the stories are missing some things, that's only because people aren't giving you everything, right? You have the opportunity to come talk to us, which I think you have been doing. And so you're not going to see my office force names out of you, but there are going to be cases where that may depend on the level of the threat, right?
Yeah, and I
Understand
suspect those are the ones that are going to get us in a spot of bother, but
Yeah.
comes with the territory.
Yeah. And I will say that I'm not going to ask you for I'm never going to ask you for your sources. So
I think you know that the moment we give up a source, then we might as well just pack up the newspaper.
Yeah.
Stop doing it.
I think I'd be more concerned less about the newspaper and more about if you do that,
the
then
part-
people are just going to start killing you, right?
I don't worry
That
about
sounds-
the newspaper. The newspaper gets us in trouble more than enough, doesn't it, Nora?
Yeah.
Okay. When is the last time you've spoken to Bobby?
And knowingly, after what you've just said earlier, knowingly, I would say it was about 5 to 6 weeks ago at the auditorium, with a Gunner and Hobbler were present.
Did you speak to him today at all?
Now,
No.
The day before?
well, how long ago was the bloody thing? Was it 2-3 days ago? If he was Echo, then that was the last time I spoke to him.
Yeah.
Did you speak to Gunner today?
Yes,
Yeah.
spoke to Gunner today, yeah, for about an hour and a half.
Did my name come up?
Yes, I brought it up.
Okay. Did the marshals come up, like, generally?
Yeah, I brought them up, yeah. I was asking him, to be honest with you, first off, I was asking him about, the story you gave us about Yui, the warden. I was asking him about that, and then, because I've spoken to the warden, and she wants to give her side of the story, but only if Gunnar wants to give his, which he did.
Oh, I would wait on that. Let's just say,
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
it's gotten a lot more
I-
serious.
I asked him,
Okay.
to be honest with you, Mr. Knight, I was asking him about some of his, like, I guess what you yourself would consider probably gross mistakes that he made as his time as interim director. And I said, from Mr. Knight's point of view, I was basically telling him, like, we were talking about the transport in particular, weren't we, Nora? Because it's a story we've covered in the past.
Yeah.
The Darkstone convoy taking weapons to MRPD. Because you could look at it one way and say, if you were on Gunnar Kane's perspective, you could say, look, Gunnar Kane was trying to work with Darkstone, and now isn't it a bit crazy that they are the official weapons distributor for MRPD?
Mhm.
Or I said, or you could look at it from Mr. Knight's perspective, and maybe it wasn't such the end result that was the problem. It was more how you went about it.
Mm.
And that was the context in which your name was brought up. I brought it up myself. I find it interesting to see his point of view on those things.
So I don't know if you're aware, he didn't do any of that.
Yeah, so he that was his response, wasn't it, Nora today,
Yeah.
essentially. Yeah.
Yeah, Darkstone told him, and he only told like Opal, and then expected her to do everything. But his job as the director was to get authority from the government, which he skipped.
Yeah, so that was kind of my suspicion, that it was more about the method of how he went about it that was the problem, not so much the
Yeah, I
working
wouldn't
with
even.
Darkstone.
I wouldn't even say there was much of a method because I was there during the debrief.
Yeah.
Because the presumption was, hey, the marshals have this. No, Darkstone did, and I mean, you could speak to Delta One, but I think he heard guns and decided to go fishing instead. The big scuba diver, so Opal was operating under the guise that, hey, it's been approved. Because if the marshals come through and say, hey, we got this for you guys, the assumption is you've done the due diligence, right? But they didn't. Yeah. And when push came to shove, I know he likes to quote the impeachment case, but the impeachment case had nothing to do with that. It had to do with the whether or not they warned the government, right? State of emergency, right? Not the other.
Yeah, remember, yeah.
But what actually authorized it was the work that we did over at BCSO, alongside who actually authorized it. So the weapons got into the armory, right? Illegally, to be clear. We managed to avoid myself, Opal, Bean Maeve, and Michael Rizal managed to work with Darkstone over the course of 4 weeks to put legislation in place, which you might have seen up on the, posted a couple weeks back, that then authorized the legality of those things. And we didn't stop there. It extended to the PMC law. In fact, rather transparently, I spent about 4 hours with Gunnar Kane sitting in a corner asleep while Blunt provided his perspective on the legislation that myself and Rizal cooked up. And we're very helpful, I'm going to be honest. Oh, wait, that's right. They didn't want the marshals to be a part of it. That's what it was. It got hung up because the marshals didn't want to be limited to what they're allowed to use. They didn't want government oversight, which is fine to a degree, but we report to the feds. It was a whole.
Yeah.
There's a lot there to unpack, but
yeah, I think just from my perspective, I think he got wrapped up in the whole believing everyone and everything was corrupt, which after what you've told us today makes even more sense now that I think about it.
Yeah. I'm kind of thinking about like y'all's stories and whatnot. And the unfortunate thing is, like, I wish we could be a lot more transparent, but like there's only like 6 judges and justices, which means makes it very difficult to get all this information out because of this 30-day statute and the fear of effectively, conflicting judges, right? That can oversee a case. They open up something and it's like, haha, someone did this. Allegations are out, right? Now all of a sudden they can't oversee that court case.
I get that, to be fair.
I wonder if there would be anyways. All right. If you see anything that you come across that may seem like we've got marshals, like full-time marshals involved in some kind of military thing, please do try to keep me somewhat in the loop. I don't need to know names. It's dangerous. I think they're going to get themselves killed personally, which isn't good. I'm more fearful for those that are innocent getting themselves mixed in.
I appreciate your concern. I mean, we will do.
Okay. Any questions for me before I let y'all go?
No, I do have 2 things I want to say to you, but it's probably best
Mhm.
not to mix it up with this recording, just so yeah, it's a separate thing, really.
So for transparency's sake as well, I'm not the only one that will be approaching you on the matter of the kidnapping and interrogation. That
Yeah,
is being
we've
handled
already-
by somebody else. Is there anything you want to tell me that you may have left out thus far?
Regarding, I think we've given everything already to Lucas Miller and Brandy, haven't we, Nora?
I think so, yeah.
Regarding that day, yeah.
Okay, fantastic. All right, we'll go ahead and end the recording here at
Please.
9.
I do what the thing I want to speak to you about after the recording. It involves. I honestly think I was looking through my phone earlier when I got notification of the subpoena, just to know like what information for the newspaper are they going to look into that might cause bother for me and Nora. There is one text I have. I think they are going to waste a lot of their time. I understand they're going to have to look into it, which they may think is related to our kidnapping and Echo and what you've seen today. But I'm more than willing to be 100% transparent about what the text actually means.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. We can do it. We can start a
You wanna do it
separate
sep-
recording on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Beautiful. This recording's going to end at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you. All right. Woo! All right.
We are
Just-
going through it today.
Just so I'm sort of openly, kind of, if you guys ever need to pass me a name that is kept between us, I can do so. I want to let you know that is a option. Whether it's by note, whether it's whatever, as maintaining that kind of information is something that I take very intimately, to the extent that those that are, let's call them VIPs, are kept behind lock and key, and there's 2 individuals that would ever know who those people are, one being myself and one being somebody else that I cannot name. So including but not limited to the information, and from there they're only referenced by code name. The intent of which is, it's life threatening, right? So
We appreciate it, and we will take it into
absolutely.
consideration moving forward, won't we, Nora?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk off recording about this subpoena thing? I don't know what the extent of it is.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you, and then if you want it on recording, then
Sure.
I can do it.
Yep.
So I'm going to read you a text word for word, because it has the word in it, I guarantee it's going to grab some attention. It's from my old friend Eliza.
I think I have the exact same text.
And Nora has the same text, and I'll explain why we both have exactly the same text in a moment. So it says the acoustics in the building are bad, can barely hear an echo in there, might be a gas leak, should stay away until the contractors can fix it. So obviously it comes across very
Is this
cryptic.
a subpoena?
So this is in my text, and it is in the period I believe that it's been subpoenaed. So the fact that it says the word echo, and it's quite cryptic.
I myself haven't looked at it yet.
So
let me see if I can pull them
I
up.
can tell you exactly what it means.
Give me
when you're
just
ready.
1 second and see if I got a copy of this.
Yeah, no problem.
I do think this is something you should let Brandy and company know. Now, I will say that the
Yeah,
echo stuff might be
we-
something that the marshals take over, given the extent of how bad this gets. Like, I mean, this is becoming a bigger deal than I thought, because we've got marshals, we got members of government being kidnapped, we got y'all being kidnapped. There's like effectively a treasonous organization that might be behind it. You know, then there's other allegations, which I kind of alluded to. You know, was it staged? Was it not staged? These are all things that we effectively have to, you know, make sense of. So when was this subpoena sent to you?
I got notified of it today. Lucas Miller did say he had it a week ago. I don't know whether he's just bullshitting or not, but yeah, he notified me today and Nora today.
He notified you what?
He texted me and said, "Hey Frank, Lucas Miller here to make you aware your phone has been subpoenaed." I'll be honest, I haven't had a chance to even look at the subpoena yet. I said, "No problem. Appreciate you being so thorough. I have nothing to hide."
I read it.
From what Nora told me, I believe it's was it 10 days? Was it 7 days prior and 3 days after the kidnapping? Nora, did you say?
I think something like that. I can't remember right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to take a look at that, but please go ahead and
Yeah. I'm gonna take you as a man of your word, Mr. Bright, Mr. Brian Knight. This what I'm gonna tell you now is information that only
This
one
is-
of the person has.
is this something? So, is this something that the investigator needs to know? Because I want to make sure that if I get this and it's like exculpatory, that they
if
have access to it, unless.
if you think the investigator needs to know after I tell you, you
Okay.
have my permission to speak to them.
Okay.
But I will say, as of right now, you are going to become the fourth person that knows what I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
Myself and Nora.
This
for a very
sounds like
long
I should put
time-
it on recording.
Okay, go
Is
for
that
it.
good?
Okay.
Go for it, mate.
Is this
yeah. I'm
something that cannot get out?
It does involve mine and Nora's safety.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, do you want to record it or not?
Yeah,
It's up to
we
you.
will turn on a recording 9:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10/25/2025. This is a disclaimer that the following interrogation may need to be redacted and or sealed for the safety of the two individuals being interviewed. Once again, this will be sealed for any posting on the docket or any references made in reports. I'm going to be Director Brian Knight, SASM. At this time, both of you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or do will be used against you in a court of law. Right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you by the state if one is available. You'll understand your rights as they've been read to you today.
Yes.
Yes, I understand. Yeah.
Go
My
ahead,
name is my name is Frank Skinner, state ID 12742, and my occupation is I am the City Chronicle newspaper owner.
And my name is Nora Thomas, state ID 2018-4, and I'm the editor-in-chief of the City Chronicle.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
Jesus, what are you doing, Nora? What's everyone doing? Why are we ruining the recording?
All right.
Fantastic. Trying to make me feel small. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead there, Frank.
Yeah, would you like me to introduce myself again, or just get started with the
Oh, no, you're good.
information? Okay, yeah. So, as you know, Mr. Knight, we have been investigating the Faceless as part of our newspaper now for about 3 months. It pretty much started. The information started coming to us the moment we started making the newspaper. I have been very fortunate in my time in this city to make a lot of very close friends and allies due to my time at working for Mr. Lang and Co. down in Frankston, the food court. One of which is a person I consider to be one of my closest friends alongside Nora, which is Eliza. Now, Eliza was very concerned about me and Nora with regards to things that we were writing about in the newspaper. And for our safety,
Who is worried?
Eliza of New Babylon.
Yes.
Yeah. For our safety, she, and this is the bit that you are now going to become the fourth person that knows this. She gave us keys to the New Epsilon building as no one was living in there, so we could hide as and when we needed to when things started to get really hot.
Mm-hmm.
Now the text message, I'm going to read that out for you on the recording, just for the benefit of for yourself again. Let me get it from Eliza. It refers to. It does mention the name Echo, but it reads as follows. The acoustics in the building are bad. Can barely hear an echo in there. Might be a gas leak. Should
Mhm.
stay away until the contractors can fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that text is in relation to the fact that Mr. Edgar Del Castillo left New Babylon and basically took over the New Epsilon building for about a week's time.
Mhm.
And she was basically effectively warning us. Obviously, gas refers to the cheapest slogan, pass. And she effectively was warning us not to go into the New Epsilon building.
Wait, you got subpoenaed because you had the word echo in there?
No, that's not the reason we got subpoenaed. But I'm just saying, when somebody sees the word echo in the text and it's very cryptic.
Oh, that's not cryptic at all.
But they're gonna.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, I just wanted to be very clear that is in relation to the fact that that building was no longer safe for us to be in, and it is not anything to do with
That makes sense.
that word echo.
Um.
He's talking about us not being able to talk in there. And
Okay, I wouldn't be too worried about that.
That is our. Well, I am worried, Mr. Knight, because that place is effectively Nora's sanctuary. When things get absolutely crazy, that is where you will likely find myself and Nora, not in our office. And bear in mind, only last week Mr. Edgar was trying to get in our office effectively, so
Yeah.
that was the place we went to hide for a couple of days.
Really?
Apparently, he was looking for a Leah Court's body or something.
Again.
Yeah. I completely understand. Because of that word, it will have to be likely investigated. But I do want to be very clear that if that section becomes public at any moment, it will 100% affect mine and Nora's safety.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other thing I have to tell you is definitely not to do with this recording.
Yes.
We don't need to record it. I don't think.
Absolutely.
It's a bit of a tip.
Okay. I'll go ahead and end the recording here at 9:24 p.m. Eastern Standard. Oh my God, how the fuck is it already almost 10 o'clock, Jack?
Last thing, something that we discovered yesterday, Mr. Knight. Have you had an opportunity to watch our live news recording about the Lagara cartel?
Oh yeah.
I have not. It's been nonstop, if I'm going to be honest.
No, it's fine. There is a section of the video which talks about supercars that were in the woods that were circling the area. There was one car in particular that was very, very. It stood out a mile away. It was silver and it had red rims on the tires. We saw that vehicle yesterday. It belongs to a well-known figure with the faceless Mr. William Hunter.
Hmm.
So we believe he was in the woods that day.
Wait, when?
We saw the vehicle yesterday, didn't we? A yellow Jack
Yeah.
Nora.
You saw the vehicle yesterday. Sorry?
And the Lagara cartel meeting when the shootout happened.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He got arrested for that.
Yeah, so okay,
Okay.
yeah, fantastic. Just
Yes.
in case we didn't know we got arrested
Yep.
that day. Yeah, that
Um,
car was definitely the one we saw. Good to know.
yeah. There's so much.
I know, it's crazy.
So much. I can't believe that was 15 days ago. So, yeah, there's some other people that are going to get arrested as a part of that. Whether or not, like, the full extent of charges they get, it's going to be, minimum maybe, but that's only because I'm waiting for this enemy of the state thing to go through. Because certain people because some of this stuff turns into treason and terrorism,
Yeah.
which isn't something I want to push. I'm looking to push, like, lesser offenses, right? Like, not lesser offenses, but let's say easier to press charges, right? Think about it this way. Working with the faceless is effectively treason and terrorism. The only reason we don't push those things on some people is, like, it's just doesn't. People would be waiting 3 months, and there'd be so many of those cases set up that we're trying to find a middle ground to such that we can start to focus on the bigger pieces on the board.
Yeah. Okay, and like I say, if at any point you do have the time to and you want to sit down and just go over some of the stuff we have
I would love
from
to.
the very beginning, then yeah, we'll go through everything we have
Yeah,
with you
there's
at
a
some
lot.
point. If Charlie doesn't pay us a visit beforehand.
Hell yeah.
Oh, well, that will. I don't doubt he's gonna pay us a visit sometime soon.
No, don't say it like that. Amazing. Thanks, Mr. Knight.
Yep, absolutely. All
Have a
right.
good one, Mr. Knight.
It's always awkward when, like, you say goodbye to someone and then you both walk the same way. And
Yeah, not wrong.